Speaking about how to respond when you're put on the spot and how to give an impromptu speech, etc. In my last videos, I shared a couple of tips and even an acronym that can help you deal with that situation. Today, I want to share a game that you can play to help you develop that skill of speaking spontaneously, impromptu speaking. There's this game where you have names of colors that are painted in different colors. So, for example, the letters RED for red will be painted blue. And you're supposed to look at that word and say the color it is painted in instead of the letters of the word, which is red. So, you're supposed to say blue. This is based on some experiments that were run in the early 1900s, where it's called the Stroop test, where we're trying to see how people can coordinate their cognitive functions and I think also their visual functions, something like that. The point there is you should, so the point of the game is take a walk around you and point at different items or different objects, but call them the first name that comes to mind. But it should not be the name of that thing. So, for example, you point at a tree and say car. You point at a desk and say shoes. You realize that it's so hard to do initially. Like it's like that's not a shoe. Your brain's like that's not a shoe. That's like a car, but you want to call it a shoe, and that ability to say the wrong thing and get better at that game would really help you if you're trying to speak spontaneously. Why? You're training your brain to be able to flow with the moment. Let's just say it that way. So instead of you having to get perfection in your mind, like what is this? This is exactly a tree. I must call it a tree. You're making your brain comfortable with that's a tree, but I called it a broom. And while that might be counterintuitive, it is very useful if you're going to speak spontaneously. Because what holds us back many times for impromptu speeches is that we want to get it right, we want to say the correct thing, we want to be perfect in our minds. But we need to be able to relax and give ourselves the ability to roll with the punches. Just speak. Because in impromptu speech, what people are really looking for is the quality of your character and just your authenticity. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for some prepared speech where you have all the punctuations and the dotted T, the dotted I's and the crossed T's. No, they want to see who you really are. What can you come up with impromptu? So if you wanted to develop that skill, just go around you, walk around, and point at things and name them by a wrong name. You'll be amazed how at first it's so difficult to do, but as you do it more often, you can say, okay, this your brain begins to relax and begins to feel more comfortable with such a situation. And then when you're called on the spot to give an impromptu speech, anything, you'll find it lots easier. So try this out and let me know if it works for you in the comments. Thank you for watching.